Since the days of ancient Greece and Rome, the pursuit of rationality has been a hallmark of human thought. Philosophers and scientists of those times believed that the whole universe operated according to the clear, definable principles. This idea took a more formal shape during the Enlightenment, when thinkers like Isaac Newton laid down the laws of physics, imagined that the world could be understood and explained entirely through the precise universal rules. This optimism extended to morality and human behavior as well. Philosophers such as Immanuel Kant endeavored to find the universal set of moral principles, which is a kind of moral law that could govern all human actions in a rational and predictable manner. Throughout our history, this drive for classification and systematization led to the development of various scientific disciplines, each with its own set of laws and frameworks. The creation of encyclopedias was the manifestation of this desire to compile all knowledge in its organized, systematic way. It was as though humans believed that with enough effort, every aspect of existence could be categorized, defined, and explained through reason. This mindset was deeply influenced by Platonic ideals, where everything was thought to have an essential, a perfect form that could be rationally understood. However, in the 20th century, Ludwig Wittgenstein presented a challenge to this traditional view. Wittgenstein argued that the complexity of language and reality made it impossible to capture the totality of human experience through rigid classification and clear-cut definitions. He introduced the idea of family resemblances, which suggested that, well, there might be similarities between things, but they don't necessarily fit into a single, precise category. For example, the concept of game, which includes activities like chess, soccer, and playing tag. So these activities sharing overlapping characteristics, but there's no single definitions that encompasses all games. Wittgenstein's perspective revealed the limitations of Platonic and the Enlightenment project of perfect rationalization. He pointed out that our language, and therefore our thought, is often vague, context-dependent, and full of nuances that cannot be neatly boxed into a formula or a set of rules. There are aspects of human experience that resist the kind of systematic classification that had been the goal of many philosophers and scientists for centuries and centuries. The rise of artificial intelligence further underscored this shift away from the belief that all knowledge can be made explicit and systematic. AI doesn't rely on a strict set of predefined rules to operate. Instead, it learns from vast amounts of data and identifies patterns and relationships that are not always clear or understandable in human terms. It excels in areas where traditional rationalists approach struggles, like recognizing faces, or understanding natural language, or playing complex games. These are the areas where there is no simple set of rules to follow, no definitive guidebook that explains exactly how to process in every situation. This can be seen as the failure of Platonic reason, the idea that the world can be completely understood through clear definitions and rational laws. AI's success lies in its ability to navigate the ambiguity, uncertainty, and complexity that Wittgenstein identified as intrinsic to human life and language. Instead of trying to force a strict rational framework on every situation, AI models like ChatGPT find patterns and solutions in ways that are often opaque but not easy to translatable to human language or thought. In this sense, AI represents a kind of victory for Wittgenstein's view of the world. It shows that there are forms of knowledge and understanding that don't conform to the classical ideas of rationality. They are not reducible to a set of clear logical propositions. Instead, they exist in a realm of probabilistic reasoning, further logic, and pattern recognition, which is an area that it's more about family resemblances than about strict categories. AI works not by knowing in human sense, but modeling the complex, often inscrutable nature of nature in a way that echoes Wittgenstein's insights into the limitation of language and the improbability of fully systematization human experiences.